What's up, historians and fellow dorks? Tonight on Mana Rant, we got some big arena news, some Historic Horizon deck brews, and some Innistrad spoilers. So much going on. MTG overload is in full swing, but we're here to break it all down, have some fun, and some drinks while doing it. But first, I'm Hoshi, the Sliver Slave, and I've got some tempered steel in my pants right now, just thinking about all these sweet, sweet cards that we're getting. Oh, and I'll be your host tonight.
Disgusting. Nobody wants to hear that, FYI.
Thank you.
Literally nobody. Not even your girlfriend. She does not want to hear that.
Well, as always, I'm also joined by a man who also gets some giant growth going for me downstairs. The human chew toy himself. We have DrunkenDork.
Well, yeah. Hi, everyone. It has been a rough week. I got this badass battle scar now going across from like the little like, you know, the crotch of my fingers down to the end of my thumb. And it's, yeah, I look pretty sweet now. I finally achieved the badass look, I feel like.
Did you call it the crotch of your fingers, dude?
Yeah, the crotch. That's what it's called. That's the medical term, dude. Finger crotch, all right?
All right. I always go to you for my medical advice.
Yeah, as you should. As absolutely nobody should ever.
And our other co-host, Apollo, is still in Air Force boot camp, currently experiencing the longest bout of sobriety he has ever had. I hope he's okay. Do you think he's okay, DrunkenDork?
Oh, dude, he's probably fucking banging his head against the wall, getting beat up by 18-year-olds, crying into his pillow at night. Yeah. Yeah. He is. No, I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I don't care anyways. Anyways, thank you for joining us. We are the Mana Dorks, and if you're new to our weird show, welcome. We talk about everything in Magic, but mainly focus on the historic format, including Historic Brawl. Our show moves through the phases of Magic, so we have our Untap, Upkeep, Draw, Main Phase, Combat, Main Phase 2, End Step, Cleanup, and finally Discard. So a lot of stuff to talk about. Our main phases are going to be our main topics, so if you just want to hop around, time hacks, as well as a full breakdown of the episode and deck text and all that stuff is going to be in the description down below. And now that all that's out of the way, let's jump into the show and start things off with our Untap phase. Untap. Oh.
I cut out there a little bit. Oh, well.
A little bit. Anyways, we always have a drink or two when we play Magic in person. So Untap is a quick phase where we follow that tradition by opening some drinks. So, yeah, DrunkenDork, what are you spilling all over yourself?
This is a Guinness Nitro cold brew coffee beer.
Oh, nice.
Pretty sweet.
That sounds good.
It's pretty good. It just spilled all over this fucking chair and my pants.
Have you ever had Guinness in the old country or wherever it came from? Right, everyone
in
says,
Ireland. Yeah. I have, yeah.
Dude,
it's great. Yeah, it's like, everywhere.
Yeah, they say, oh, it's better there. It's so much better.
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily better, but you get it in a cask over there, like pretty often.
Oh, okay.
So it just pours a little thicker, and dude, Ireland's just so fucking dope. Like everything tastes good over there to me.
Yeah, maybe that's just like people's subtle way of like, you know, bragging about traveling.
I think that's exactly what it is.
It's so much better in Ireland, you know, when I had it, when I was on my vacation.
So
shut the fuck up. So I have defaulted to an old fashioned tonight. I haven't had one of these on a show in a while, and this is like, you know, probably my favorite drink. This is my go-to drink when I'm you know, feeling happy and just want to relax after a hard week. This is my go-to. So cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
All right, that was our Untap. So now we're gonna move into our Upkeep. Upkeep, get ya Upkeep. All right, And Upkeep is our Reddit Rant segment. Reddit Rant is where we scour the internet for people ranting and raving about Magic the Gathering. Sometimes it's me. But this week we will be visiting MTG Arena subreddit. Oh, sorry, not subreddit. My bad. We are going to Facebook this week. So let's check it out. Let's see what we got here. We got David. And David is saying, I'm not going to blame the shuffler. I'm not going to whine. I'm just going to vent for a moment. I literally played from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. trying to go up in rank. I got nowhere. 4 hours of playing this game, and 1 out of 5 matches I would actually play Magic. Some I won, some I lost. The rest of the time I was mana swamped, mana starved, or simply outclassed by the deck I was playing. I don't mind losing, but when I spend this much time and effort into building a deck and grinding to rank up, nights like this severely ticks me off. It was literally like the game said, no, you simply don't get to enjoy the game tonight. Rant over. And then he's got some PS nonsense. So I feel like this is a rite of passage of playing Magic, right? There are just days where you're absolutely killing it and you're like, oh dude, I'm the man. Like I'm so good at Magic, it's crazy. Yeah, and then there's other days like this where you're just like, what in the is going on, Arena? Why have you forsaken me? What are you doing, dude?
Yes.
What do you think?
You summed it up perfectly, honestly. Yeah, it's like not the rite of passage of Magic as much as it is the rite of passage of Arena specifically. And this person, I feel like, we've said it before many times. And I think you just see it more in Arena because you play a lot. You can get a lot more games in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like this happens to me all the time. And there are times where I literally am holding my phone, like about to snap it in half. I am so fucking mad. I'm raging so hard. This could be me, man. This could be me.
I know. You know what I was thinking this week when I was, because I was like stuck in line at like Harbor Freight for like a half hour for some reason because there was like one person on the register and I was like losing. And I felt the same way, like I was gonna snap my phone, and as I was getting screwed, and I was like, you know what? I need like some kind of like, does anyone know of like some kind of MTG therapist out there that can like teach me how to like saw or something? Because I feel like normally I'm a super chill person and like almost all my life I don't get like too ticked off about really anything at work or whatever. I'm pretty even keeled, but like Arena has a way of just like really enraging me sometimes. And not just me. Look at all these people that go to the internet to like rant about it. So we might have to look into this at some point, some kind of like some kind of woo MTG therapy to like figure out how to channel all of this Reddit rage.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Monopolize on this shit, Hoshi. I'm
gonna come out with some type of like MTG therapy program. Well, anyways,
I like it.
Anyways, if you guys have a Reddit rant that you find where you gotta let someone know, send it our way. We like hearing this stuff, and you never know, it might make it up on the show. And with that, we'll go into our draw phase. Let's draw. So our draw phase is normally where we talk about like interesting decks that we've been playing this week and like maybe, the decks that we've been playing against and stuff. But this week, we've been kind of stagnant in our playing just like the same decks. And so we thought we would talk about actual news that's going on in the MTG community this time. The Magic has been like on fire, putting stuff out like constantly right now.
So absolutely.
This one is really, I think, important to us, and this is from Wizards, from the horse's mouth, Historic Horizons and MTG Arena updates, and this is so they delayed Historic Horizons. Now, if you don't remember this, we had a little confusion on the podcast about what day Historic Horizons was actually coming out, because there were multiple sources reporting different dates. We were getting the 12th and we were getting the 21st, and I had Forbes saying one thing and then some other website saying another thing. Now they've posted this and it's completely different now. So they are now saying that they were expecting it to be out on August 24th, and now it's scheduled for release. Or wait, no, it was going to be out on August 10th, they said. I didn't hear that anywhere. Did you hear the 10th? Yeah, they're saying...
10th?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Yeah, so they're saying the release was planned for August 10th, and now is expected to arrive on August 24th. I thought it was the 21st. I thought it was the 12th, and then I thought it was the 21st. Now it's the 10th. And now it's actually going to be on the 24th. What is going on, Wizards? They're doing I think there's too many chefs in the kitchen with this one. Maybe
I'm telling you, fucking Tom Joe intern is in there, and he just doesn't have his fucking ducks in a row and shit, and just throwing numbers out there. He's like, did I say 12 or did I say 10? I'm too lazy to look on the fucking computer, so I'm just gonna make up a number.
So this still doesn't even make too much sense. It says arriving on August 24th with Jumpstart Historic Horizons now scheduled for release on August 26th. So
it's a shame too, because like you said, this is relevant because we are a historic podcast.
Yeah,
the oldest historic podcast.
The oldest. Watch it.
And there's a reason that we're talking about news over decks we've been playing, and that's because the format's stale as fuck right now.
It really is.
And we need some of these cards to really mix it up. There's really only two really powerful decks in the 3 or whatever. But I'm bummed, but whatever. As long as they give it to me, I'll be happy.
A quick rant. I am bummed that Saktos, or not Saktos, what is it? Junsak is back playing again. I don't play best of 3. Most of the time I stick to best of 1. And I was thinking about switching to best of 3. And today I played against a Jund Sacrifice deck. And I felt like ending it all. I was like, what? This is taking forever. Just kill me already. Or do something. That deck is the most dirtily deck ever. Dude, the cat oven. Oh, man. I haven't played against it in so long. I forgot how tedious it is to play against that deck. Dear God. Everything that they do causes some stack trigger thing to go off. It's awful. I was like, nope, if this is what's prevalent in best of 3, I'm not touching it. I'll stick to best of 1.
Dude, I'm telling you, go on our Aether Hub, Mana Dork's Aether Hub, grab my green white taxes deck.
Yeah.
It fucking destroy. I throw out Yasharn, I throw out Garruk's Harbinger, and I throw out Containment Priest, and they're like, nope. They can't even, they can't. They just concede, sometimes they'll see Containment Priest, they concede. Sometimes they'll see immediately when they see Yasharn, they're like, no.
Yeah.
It's just, the deck just really tears apart those decks. So, go on the Aether Hub. Grab that shit if you're playing a lot of John Sack.
Nice. Also Grafdigger's Cage. But anyways, back to the news. So so already Innistrad is coming out on September 16th. So them pushing it back is screwing with the release of Innistrad and all this stuff. So they didn't really give a good reason, but they're pushing back the Historic Brawl queue now too, which is unfortunate. I'm really excited about getting free Historic Brawl all the time. That's going to be sweet. But what they're doing is they're releasing a Historic Brawl event that is going to run up until the release, when they release the official free Historic thing. So I don't get what the difference is of them having this free event that runs up to there. Maybe it's going to be missing some features. Hopefully that's the only thing that I can understand of why they would release this temporary event that runs up to when the official release of the Historic Brawl will be, right? They would have to add something to it. At least that, I don't know.
They're probably, what they're going to do is they'll probably incorporate some like fancy cards that you can win, or maybe they'll even release like one or two commanders, like they did that before, like they do Historic Brawl events, and they're like, here's a card that like wasn't in the format yet. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so maybe they'll do something like that, which would be fucking sweet. I am down with that.
Yeah. Also, since they're pushing it back, they're actually going to extend the amount of time that Jumpstart is available to play. So that's yes. Yeah. So that's good news, because like we were saying, one of the major downsides to Jumpstart is just like the limited amount of time that we actually have to play it and get those cards out of it. And then after Jumpstart goes away, you just have to spend wild cards to get those cards. There's no other way of like, just buying a Jumpstart pack when that event goes away, which is a really crappy part about Jumpstart. I wish there was just a way to buy like a single pack of Jumpstart like after the event goes away, but they don't do that, which is what makes it such a weird event, especially with this one, because this one's going to have some insane staples, I feel like, that are going to be really needed by Historic. Dude. So I think that everyone's talking about digital cards. Screw that. Like getting access to these cards, I think, is going to be way more of a problem than that for the majority of Historic players. But anyways, they go in depth about all this other stuff, and then they go into a summary. Also, we're getting some free draft entries, and they have the dates here for Amonkhet Remastered, Kaladesh, and Ikoria. So you get a free draft token for them being like, "Ooh, we're sorry for fucking up." And then they got a full dates thing on here. So I'll put a link to this article in the episode description. I don't want to go over the entire thing and bore you guys to tears as I felt while reading this thing. You got anything else to say, Drunken, about this?
I'm really bummed about Historic Horizons, but I'm just, it is what it is. We'll get it. We'll get it eventually.
I know. I was so looking forward to playing it, but well.
Same.
We have to wait. Until then, let's think about some fantasies about what we will get to play.
Main Phase 1.
In our main phase 1 today, we have been doing a little bit of brewing while we have been stagnant and saving those wild cards and the cash, or that gold, to crack some Historic packs. Me and Drunken have been doing a little bit of brewing. So, Historic Horizons deck ideas, or deck techs, we're going over tonight. First, we're going over DrunkenDork's Enchantress deck. So let's take a look at this thing and have you break it down, man. This thing looks pretty sweet.
So I did make this, but I definitely stole the idea from the modern Enchantress deck.
Okay.
Basically, like there are some major components missing from here that is in that modern deck, but I think we can get it going. Yeah. So what this is it basically turns in a 9-life Solemnity deck, and I have 2 copies of 9 lives, 2 copies of Solemnity, and the thing is, like, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I also have 4 copies of Sterling Grove, which other enchantments you control have Shroud, and then it says,
nice.
Pay 1, sacrifice Sterling Grove, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, shuffle, and put that card on top.
I love it. That's huge.
Yes. So this really helps. And like the way this deck works is I throw down enchantments like early, and I hopefully have some card draw with Sithis Harvest hand and Enchantress's Presence. And I can draw into whatever I need. And 9-life Solemnity is one of the wins. Sigil of the Empty Throne is another win for me.
Nice.
That works really well against control, along with the Sterling Grove. Sterling Grove and Sithis Harvest are the 2 main cards in the deck, and they're the 2 new ones that come in through the Historic Horizons. And then also I have Helios Sun Crown, which doesn't really work with Solemnity, but if they're like
yeah, a little bit.
say I don't have my I don't have a solemnity, or I don't have a solemnity.
You can wait, and like, yeah. That's one of the things
exactly.
about that card is like, thinking about when you are actually going to deploy it. Same thing with 9 lives. You don't want to throw down 9 lives until you're almost dead, usually. So
yeah. And basically the way this deck works is those are my win conditions, and it's just a slow pace with Seal Away, Banishing Light,
nice,
Cast Out, and then I have Settle the Wreckage.
Awesome.
Those are my cards to kind of control my way to the Sigil of the Empty Thrones or the Solemnity 9 Lives combo. And that's how I do it, and the good thing is Sithis, even though it's, legendary, like I said, so I can only have 1 out at a time. If I just need to draw another card, I can cast it because it's on cast, right? Like I could still just cast one and then I'll still get to draw my card.
That's true.
And it gains me life, and that's like super important. So yeah, that's the deck. Got a pretty good land base here, I think. And then I'm working on a sideboard. I haven't built it out completely. I think it's kind of... like really we don't know what the meta is going to be like. Right now I'm really building into the meta that we have, but I think it's going to change completely as soon as the set comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think?
Dude, it looks awesome. I really like it. The Sterling Grove is crazy. If you have 2 of them out, right? Everything is hexproof basically in this deck. All of your creatures are also enchantments in here. Yeah, this seems really fun and well built, and I think Sterling Grove is like going to be one of those things that like super frustrates your opponents. I love it, man. I like the Ley Line of Sanctity in the sideboard. I almost, dude, with how much hand hate is in this format right now, I would put that thing straight in the main board. I would
right? No, you're not wrong.
I would get rid of those paladin classes and just straight throw that in, because dude, it's like when I'm playing best of 1, it's like 2 out of 4 decks or 2 out of 5 decks that I'm playing, I'm getting at least like Thoughtseize or Inquisition of Kozilek like constantly, dude. It's so, I don't even get mad about it anymore. I'm just like, okay, whatever. This is like, it's so common that like that Solemnity I think is just such a good card in this format. You're getting, burned. There's so many things that hit face nowadays and it's an enchantment, so even if you're drawing it later, I think it's still good in this deck. I think you could just straight take that out of the sideboard and throw it in there. But other than that, man, love it. Looks great.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I threw in Paladin class is because, like, right when it hits the board, it does something.
Yeah.
It's basically like that soldier that I use in my green-white taxes deck. And then, if I want to, I can start hitting in with Sithis, if I level it up. And
that's true. Yeah, and it doesn't get the negative part of Solemnity, which is always a difficult thing to have in your deck. Yeah, I think it's fucking sweet, man. I think this is going to be actually a very strong deck, and it seems to be pretty well thought out. The curve looks good, dude. I like it.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Sweet. All right, let's move on to my next deck. I think this one is also going to be a little bit of a smasher. This is my updated Tempered Steel deck with the new cards that we got going. So similar to the old Tempered Steel deck, we got 4 Ornithopters, 1 Stone Coil I threw in there. I really I would like to have 2, but I'm just having trouble getting it in there. 2 of these new, the Arcbound Mousers, they got some lifelink in there. I feel like this deck really likes lifelink, and when it dies, it puts a counter on something else. And then our new card, 4 Esper Sentinels. Woo-hoo-hoo! This card is so awesome. It's going to be great card draw. It's an artifact. We got 4 Ginger Brutes, 2 Black Staff of Waterdeep. I think this card is really great. I've played with it a lot recently, and having a turn 2 4/4 Ornithopter feels good, and you're getting some early insane damage in. We got 4 Steel Overseers because, they are absolutely crazy.
Yes.
4 Vault Scourge because, once again, also absolutely crazy. So technically this is an Esper deck, even though I am running no black lands. Because Vault Scourge is great because it has Phyrexian mana, so you can just pay 2 to play it out, or you can cast it for 1 with the Spire of Industries, whatever. And then we have 3 Nettle Cysts because that card is going to be really good, I feel like. But only 3 for that. And then 4 Tempered Steels because it's a Tempered Steel deck. And then we got 4 of the new Thought Monitor in there for some card draw. This one I'm a little concerned about. This is the only card in the deck that goes above 3 mana, and it goes straight up to 7 mana. But it has affinity for artifacts, so it can go all the way down to 1 blue mana if you have 6 other artifacts out to cast this thing for 1 mana. It's a 2/2 artifact flyer that draws you 2 cards when it ETBs. We got some Blink Moth Nexuses in there. And one of the other new cards that I added to this, which I think will be really nice if you're going up against a lot of control, which I have been recently, is Return to the Ranks, which returns, X amount of creatures that are 2 CMC or less back to the battlefield, which is all of the creatures in here. They're all 2 CMC or less to the battlefield. And man, I am just pretty excited about this deck. I when I was building it, I was like, oh man, I can see situations where this just absolutely smashes people and is annoying. This is one of those decks that I can see, like, especially with Return to Ranks and the Staff of Blackwater Deep, where people are like, make it stop. I'm trying to deal with these threats and they just don't stop. And especially with the card draw now that this thing is getting, I think this might be a main staple. I'm not sure yet. It's hard to tell, but I think this is like the most competitive deck that I've been able to come up with so far. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like it. I personally, I wouldn't have even put in the what is it? Let me find it. The Tempered Steel. That's like my least favorite card in here.
Really?
Yeah, I personally would pull that out, but hey man, you do you. And I would probably only run like 2 or 3 Thought Monitors. I fucking love this card though. Yeah. I think it's so sweet.
It is.
It's just in a board wipe scenario, if you don't have the Return to Ranks, you end up getting fucked. I love Return to Ranks. I think this card is fucking sick. And back when I used to play Standard, back when this was around, I tried using it in a few decks. It never worked, but I think it's definitely a viable card, especially when you pay white X and you can return Ornithopters. For nothing.
Yep.
So, or I guess for 1. Yeah, I really, really like this. The thing is, I was going to ask is, did you didn't want to put in that other new modular card, huh? Zabaz or whatever it's called, Zabaz.
Which one's that one?
Glimmer Wasp.
Oh, it's yeah. The mana is a little off for that one. It's like destroy your own stuff, and I think that's more like built towards modular decks. Which I was looking at it, and I don't think it really fits in here. You have to pay to make it flying, and it just seemed
fair.
Just seemed a little inconvenient. I think the stuff that we have at our disposal already is pretty good and just has like better stuff going for it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool, man. I really like it though, and yeah, the black staff is always sweet. So I think it's a good deck. I think it's going to be really fun.
Sweet,
yeah, I'm definitely going to run something like this. This is like one of the first things I was bringing was something very similar. I didn't have Return to the Ranks in it, but that's a great ad. I think it's a good idea.
Nice. Thanks, man. All right, cool. Let's go to your next one then, which is going to be Rakdos Madness. Holy shit, dude. You're making a madness deck. You're mad. You are mad. You're making a madness deck. Go ahead. Tell us about this thing. This is crazy. This is such a crazy deck.
Okay. I am super excited. I know I'm not the only one brewing this shit, man. I know there's other people. Like, as soon as I saw Madness, I was like, ooh, yeah, this looks great. Madness and Delirium were my two ones where I initially saw them. I was like, oh, I'm going to make some really fun decks out of these. Well, anyway, the way this works is you're discarding your own hand. Like, that's what you're doing. That's how Madness works.
Yeah.
If you're to discard a card with Madness, you pay a different cost. And so I'll give you an example of one of the new cards, Bone Shards. So, oh no, Bone Shards isn't a Madness card. We'll say Necrogoyf. So Necrogoyf, it costs 3 black for a X star 4. It says Necrogoyf's power is equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player discards a card. And it has Madness, 1 black. So basically, if I discard this card, which this deck runs many ways for me to discard my own hand, I could pay 3. And so like the engine here is things like Lightning Axe, Faithless Looting, Bone Shards, Thrill of Possibilities, Rakdos Headliner, and then I also have a Rotting Regisaur, and so like it goes on and on. And yeah, I just think this is going to be a really fun deck. And not only that, but like, I think you could really get people with this deck when they start playing Thoughtseize and Inquisitions of Kozilek and stuff on you. And you're like, okay, let me get you with my fiery temper,
I thought about that. Exactly. I thought of that exact same thing when I was reading this. I was like, oh, that just plays right into like everything that I'm playing against in best of one, man. That's awesome. I love it.
And it's a super aggressive deck. Like your plan is to never cast the Arclight Phoenix. It's to only cast the Necrogoyf for 3 mana. So for that, I'm only running 20 lands, which is really, really low. But like the top end is going to be Even Death, Draco Lich. That's like a 4 mana card. The thing is, everything, most of the things, if you're not casting it for its Madness, you can cast it out of the graveyard, like Kroxa, Arclight Phoenix, of course. Ebon Death, and I don't know, the synergy here is like real high, and I think Rakdos Headliner is it's just a good card.
It's so strong for what it is. I really like Rakdos Headliner. I was looking at that card, and the Echo discard thing is like, a real downside to it, but if you're turning it into an upside with this deck, I think it's totally awesome to run 4 of those, and that's going to do some serious damage coming down as a 2-drop. I like it. So that's the deck. I think it seems really fun. I Bone Shards was originally the reason I did this. I was like, I saw Bone Shards and the Madness thing. Bone Shards is so fucking good. Like, you can either sacrifice a creature or discard a card at 1 mana, premium removal. Dude, it's crazy. It's amazing, and it fits perfectly into this deck. The one card that doesn't really seem, I feel like Arclight Phoenix is going to be difficult to get off in this one. I think they're like, I like the Phoenix idea though. I think there are other Phoenixes that are better for this deck besides Arclight.
You're probably right.
Because I think you're going to you do have a lot of low CMC things, but they're not cantrips like the ones that they use in the other, like, the blue-red decks. Like, they're drawing more ones that get them into being able to pull out Arclight. So I think there's a couple other Phoenixes that are really good, which I think might work better than Arclight.
So what do you think of taking out, because originally I didn't have Arclight in it, and I had Packrat.
What? Why Packrat? Why is that?
Because Packrat is pay 3, discard a card.
Okay.
Create a Packrat.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I like it. I think that's cool. Yeah. I think maybe like 1 or 2 of those. I wouldn't go too hard, and then maybe 2 of the other Phoenixes or so.
The new Phoenix is pretty good.
The new Phoenix is pretty good. I think the old one, the Ash Phoenix, is also pretty good. It's got some nice recursion to it. Yeah, this thing looks sweet, dude. This seems pretty viable. It's crazy. You're a mad person. You're literally playing with madness. I like it.
I hope S'mores and Bacon is either watching or listening, and tell me what you think, because I was totally thinking of you when I was making this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, he makes great decks. All right. So, anything else with this one? Any last thoughts?
No, yeah, I'm just really, I can't, I'm going to be spending so many goddamn wild cards. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
I have been banking them like crazy. I have
know.
30 wilds
Nice.
and 20 mythics right now.
Woo.
And so I am excited to, hopefully, I'll be able to open some of these cards, but I'm excited to fucking spend these and make decks.
I know. I've been banking a lot too, and mainly because of this next insane thing that I'm thinking of, which is Slivers.
Oh.
I mean, to everybody that knows me, this is no surprise at all. That
Not at all.
I immediately wanted to make a sliver deck. Last week when we were talking about our top 5 cards, all I wanted to do was just talk about sliver. But I restrained myself. But now I'm full bore. And here we go. This is my sliver deck out of what we have, out of the slim amount that we have available to us. And so one of the real problems that I've found with this deck was having 1-drops. There's one sliver 1-drop that we have, which is Striking Sliver. So I threw a Shadow Spear in there because also life gain I feel like is a problem in this deck. Because I'm running Naya colors, so I'm going to have to shock myself with lands a lot for this. But then I have a couple slivers that I'm running 4 of. And that's because they are good. And that is Cloud Shredder Sliver, which is a 2-drop. It's a red and a white mana for a sliver that gives all your slivers flying in haste, which is good, very good to have flying in haste. Super fucking good. And then also Predatory Sliver that gives all your creatures +1/+1. Now, the thing with slivers is they give all of your creatures the ability of whatever sliver comes in. So, like, it lends itself really well to being a commander deck. However, having multiple versions of them can be bad. Like Cloud Shredder Sliver, having 4 of these sucks because they can only have flying in haste 1 time, so you can't really stack that. But I'm running 4 of those because that's such a strong ability for them to have. However,
Absolutely.
Predatory Sliver, that one does stack. So if you have 4 Predatory Slivers out, all your slivers get +1, like +4/+4. Okay. And then I am also running 3 Sentinel Slivers because giving all your slivers vigilance is crazy because slivers can do a lot of things with tapping. So being able to attack in and then tap them afterwards is really nice to be able to do. I'm also running 4 Realm Walkers. I forgot to mention that. That's the other 4-drop that I got, which is not a sliver. Well, technically it is because it's a shapeshifter, which allows me to play cards off the top of my deck that I name, which I'm going to name slivers, obviously. So I can keep playing slivers off the top, which is great. The other 3-drop that I have is Spiteful Sliver, which is nuts. It's sliver creatures you control have whenever this creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player or planeswalker. This makes blocking slivers a nightmare. Because if you're dealing damage to them, I could deal it directly to your face. I could deal it to your planeswalker. This thing is scary, man. This is a really good card. And I'm so surprised I don't have this in my commander deck. I don't know why. When I was building this, I was like, what am I doing? Do I even know what I'm doing? And then... No, I don't. And then I have Mana Wealth Sliver, which allows you to tap your slivers to create mana of any color, which is super good. The Striking Sliver gives them all first strike. I have Diffusion Sliver, which gives them all basically ward 2. And then I have a Lava Belly Sliver, which is a gross name. But this is one of the lifelink ones, which I feel is really important. So I went at least with 3 of these, which is whenever a sliver you control enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to your opponent and you gain 1 life. So gaining any life is super important in this deck. And then let's drop down to... Oh, I also have Dredgescape Sliver, which has Unearth 2. All your slivers in the graveyard, you can unearth them from 2. They come back, they get haste, and then they get exiled at the end. So at least I get a little recursion with that guy. Now the blue and the black cards, they don't fall into my Naya Color Pie, but I have a way of playing them. I didn't go hard on them, but I have a way of playing them. And then let's go into my spells. I have Teferi's Protection because that card has saved my Sliver's butt so many times in Commander, so I feel like I need to have one of them in there. I just feel like it's a good card, man, right?
Heroic Intervention would be so much better. It's 2 mana.
Yeah, it is. But I feel like I like, for me, it's an homage to my my commander deck. So I because Cyclonic Rift exists there, right? Cyclonic Rift does not exist in our format, thank God. So
it wouldn't do anything, I don't think.
So you're right. Heroic Intervention might be better, but Teferi's Protection also protects you, so that could be relevant. I don't know. It's a toss-up. And then I have 4 collected companies because almost all these slivers besides Bone Scythe are 3 or less. So they're all targets for collected companies. I'm running very little anything besides those, except for the last sliver that I'm running, which is the coup de grace, the chef's kiss, which is the first sliver that is a 5-drop. It is rainbow colors: white, blue, black, red, and green. With these colors combined, I am the first sliver, and it comes down and gives all of your slivers Cascade. So Cascade is insane. Basically, you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you hit a permanent that is less than 5. And then if it's another sliver, it also has Cascade. So boom, 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 boom. You're just hitting a bunch of slivers off of this thing. And it's 5 color mana, but I also have Unclaimed Territories. I have 4 of those in there, which allows you to, you know, pay any color of mana for a tribe, basically. So slivers, basically you get any color of mana for that. And I have Sliver Hive, which is another awesome sliver edition that we got, which allows you to, you know, tap it for any color of mana for a sliver, and you can pay 6 to make a sliver token, which is a lot, but if you're stalled out, you know, it's something. So Drunken, what do you think of my sliver madness?
No, I love it. I am building some, maybe not exactly this, but something very similar. I think it's really good. I personally would put 4 mana weft.
Yeah,
slivers
I love mana weft. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it like making mana is always a good thing.
Oh yeah,
you know, especially when you have 4 realm walkers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know. Yeah, and like just being able to constantly just throw slivers out, and you know, you throw a cloud shredder, it's just like boom, boom, boom. You know, if you're hitting them one after the other, you know, it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Love the first sliver. I would absolutely put it in. My favorite part about this deck, because I was kind of building a sliver deck, and I've realized this now. This is a thing you do constantly. Is you put Collected Company in a lot of decks, I've started noticing it's kind of like your other Solemnity 9 lives, you know, and that's not a bad thing. I think Collected Company, whenever you can use it, you should use it, because it's just a good fucking card. Getting 2 creatures for 4 mana, and like picking out of quite a few, you know, is great. And I love that about this deck. I think that is like the best part about this, and that's what I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna build something very similar to this. I like it a lot.
Nice, dude.
This is going to be so many fucking wild cards, dude.
No, right?
Once again, it's like I'm looking through these. I'm like, oh shit, that's a fucking rare. Oh, that's a rare. Holy shit.
There's a few that are rares, and the Cloud Shredder is brutal. That one's gonna hurt. The Spiteful's gonna hurt. Realm Walker.
Spiteful's so good, dude.
So good.
That card is great. The fact that like it's just like it's gonna stop people from attacking you. You know, like green red is gonna have a hard time dealing with that. You know, because you don't mind fucking chump blocking, right?
No.
You're like, okay, you're gonna do 4 damage to me. Boom, do it right back to your face. You know,
right? Or your Planeswalker. That's brutal.
Yeah. And the only other thing is you have a lot of shock lands, no friend lands. I mean, I get it, I guess. Unclaimed Territory and Sliver Hive, you know, that's the reason, right? Both these are great lands. All the shock lands, though, it's going to be so painful.
So brutal. You know? That's why I prioritized the Lava Belly, and that's also why I threw in the spear, the Shadow Spear, because I really need to get some kind of lifelink in there, and none of we don't have the lifelink sliver. I forget what his name. Well, there's a couple lifelink slivers, but we don't have those. So
Bone Scythe, is that it?
No, Bone Scythe has double strike.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what the names are. There's 2 different lifelink slivers, but I mean they're not in the set, so we don't have them. So this was like the best, and I felt like Naya was the strongest colors that we had out of these.
Oh, absolutely.
It allows for collected company, and then out of the other ones, the black ones that we had, the Dredgescape seemed good, and the Diffusion seemed like, you know, a little protection for them maybe. I mean, this was tough. This was a tough one. I spent a while building this and really like scrutinizing a lot of stuff because I love slivers. This was a labor of love. I feel like today I was not put out by making this deck at all.
Cool.
So I like it. I love slivers. I love these decks. I love that you did a madness one. I think this is cool. I want to know what you guys think about our decks. Do you guys
please tell us?
Yeah, because I mean this is the whole thing, right? We're talking about it. We're improving upon each other's decks, thinking of different strategies with them. So let us know. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think about these. If you can improve on them. Is there any other decks that you guys are brewing around specifically for Jumpstart? So let's talk about it.
Yeah. Please join our Discord, comment in our YouTube. Tell us. You know, we have a very vocal Discord of a bunch of people making great decks, and it's really fun. Yeah,
it's fun. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I've gotten so many good decks out of our Discord that I really like playing. So
for sure. Yeah.
Well then, with that, let's move on to combat.
Dorkish combat.
All right.
And Combat is our horseshit card game, which is hosted by DrunkenDork. Take it away.
All right, everyone. So this is the horseshit card game, and this is a game where I name 5 magic cards that are supposedly in Historic. But wait, one of them isn't. And it's up to this drunken idiot and all you other probably not idiots out there to figure out which one is not in Historic. So Hoshi, what do you think, man? These are all commons this week.
Okay.
How well do you know the draft shaft?
I don't know.
Of Historic.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I haven't looked at these yet, so let's fire away, dude. Bring him.
All right. I haven't looked at them either. I just picked 5 random cards. All right. So the first one is Far Sight Adept.
Okay.
It is 2 and a white for a creature core wizard. It says when Far Sight Adept enters the battlefield, you and target opponent each draw a card, and it is a 3/3. The second card is Abnormal Endurance. It is 1 and a black for an instant. It says until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains whenever this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. The third one is Academy Raider. It is 2 and a red for a creature human warrior. Has Intimidate. says, whenever Academy Raider deals combat damage to a player, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. And it is a 1/1. The fourth one is Bitter Bow Sharpshooter. It is 4 and a green for a creature Jackal Archer. Has vigilance. Vigilance.
It's a new mechanic.
It's a new mechanic. It's pretty cool, man. It's where they're drunken and vigilant. All right, vigilance and reach, and nice. It is a 4/4. And then the final one is Aether Glider. I think I said that right. It is 3 colorless mana for an artifact creature, Bird Construct. And it has flying, and it says Aether Glider can't block, and it is a 2/1. So those are the cards we got here, guys. Woo! And girls. Yeah. And what do you think, Hoshi? Which one of these is horse shit?
Okay, so I'm in between two, like I am every week right now.
Okay.
And mainly because of playing draft, that I have seen these. And the abnormal endurance, I know that one is not horseshit because I've brewed around that one. I've been like, I think this could be good, and it's not. And then Farsight Adept, I know I've drafted that. And also Bitter Bow Sharpshooter, I know I drafted that when Amonkhet came out, so I know that's in. Now we're down to Academy Raider, never seen that before. And then Aether Glider, yeah, I don't know, whatever, the Bird Construct or whatever. I'm pretty sure I've seen that because like I just remember the weird bird head. It reminds me of you strikingly with the giant head on the
absolutely.
You know,
I see the resemblance. Yeah.
I think I'm picking Academy Raider. I'm going with Academy Raider because it's got Intimidate, and that's something that I feel like would pop out to me. You know, I don't even know if we have Intimidate in Historic. So yeah, I'm final answer, Academy Raider.
Hoshi using logic.
I trying.
Yeah. No, that's a you know, you did okay, but unfortunately, I fucking lost again. Jesus, dude. No, I knew that putting this in here, like Intimidate, is not a common mechanic. So I kind of, you know, I was throwing you a bone because I lose every week anyway, and like, why the fuck would I do that?
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, what is it? I'm like a fucking masochist with this game. You know? I'm like,
dude. Yeah. Man, it was. Yeah, this is tough because you're picking all historic cards, and this is a historic podcast where I study historic for the most part. I feel like throughout the week, so this is a tough one.
Well, you're doing good, man. I feel like, you know, if I was guessing these cards, I don't know. I don't think I'd be getting them as often as you. So you're doing pretty good here. Well, I think you've gotten to every single one since we changed the format of this game.
That's true. Yeah.
And so that, I am down like 1,000 points right now. I don't know how the point system works, but I am down this fucking whatever this number is, 1,000.
You're down
503.
Down 4. You can turn it around though. I believe in you.
We'll see. I don't. Yeah. Well, at least someone does.
Well, maybe. All right. Well, that was fun. How'd you guys do? I hope you did as well as I did, and not as bad as DrunkenDork did in this one. And with that, we'll move into our main phase 2.
Main phase 2.
All right, so main phase 2 is going to be our Innistrad spoilers. We'll go through this a little pretty quickly because we're going a little long. So let's just dive right into it. So Innistrad is coming out like tomorrow, from what I feel like. Right? So our first card is going to be Champion of the Perished. It's a creature zombie. It's a 1/1, and whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, you put a 1/1 counter on Champion of the Perished. And this is just a straight clone of Champion of the Parish, which was almost the exact same thing, except it was for humans, right?
Humans, and it was white. Yes.
Yeah. So I love the flavor on this one. It looks so cool.
Love it, dude.
Yeah.
This card is my favorite one they've spoiled so far. I fucking absolutely love it. Champion of the Parish, I loved because I was really in. This was like when Champion of the Parish was out, was when I got back into Magic after a long hiatus of like, I don't know, 10 years or more. And I like was playing White Weenies. I was like, oh my god, this is like the best freaking human I have in the whole deck. And it's like it pumps up so quickly, and like by turn 4 you're hitting in for like 6 damage or something with that dude. And you know, I love zombies, you know that, Hoshi. I don't know if anyone else knows that. I have tried building zombie decks. They're not viable in Historic. Maybe this will help us get a more viable zombie deck.
Yeah, I mean, if it worked for humans, you know, maybe. And it's super cool. I really like this one, and it just really reminds me of like this whole Innistrad like horror, like Lovecraftian darkness that's part of this plane, which is nice to go back to after us being in so many like, you know, fruity flu like, oh, I'm in the Hogwarts, and you know, oh, I'm in Disney themed ones or whatever. It's nice to get back to like some darkness in the, you know, in Magic again, and that one really shows it. All right, so
and not only that, we're getting like a couple new zombies in this Historic Horizons set. So they're actually good ones, you know. So it maybe it will be like very actually viable.
Sweet, man.
Keep going though.
All right, so you're next. Do Considered.
I don't know which one we're talking about, so I'll just let you.
Okay, so Consider is a 1-drop blue. It's basically the new Opt, except better. You look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, draw a card, and it's an instant. So this is like a straight replacement for Opt that is better, because if you're playing a graveyard strategy, like, this is better. This is strictly better, I feel like, than Opt, right? Because it's so good. The graveyard is one of the most broken things that you can do in Magic, right? Like, and so being able to throw something in the graveyard and then draw a card if you don't like it, or if it's something that you want in the graveyard and you see it on there, you're like, oh yeah, perfect, just throw that in there and I'll draw a card. But you have the choice of being able to pick it or not, which is, I think this card absolutely seen play. What do you think, Drunken?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think out of all the cards they've spoiled so far, I think this is a card you're going to see played. Maybe this or one other one. The most, it's not. I don't think it's better than Opt, but I think yes, you're right. In certain decks, it's definitely better than Opt, and it's a great card, great addition. I like it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, next let's go to Infernal Grasp. Do you got this one up?
Yeah, I'll get it. Sorry, you said Consider, and you're like, why don't you do Consider? I'm like, Consider what, you motherfucker? You're like, what are you talking about? All right, Infernal Grasp. 1 and a black for an instant at uncommon, and it says destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. This is an incredible card. This is the other one I was talking about when I said Consider. Like, there are maybe 2 viable cards so far that are going to be really good, and you're going to see them. Yeah. This is premium removal. This is absolutely premium removal because it destroys a creature. The only drawback is losing 2 life, which is nothing. At 2 mana, you know, it's better than any other 2 mana removal spell we have right now, except for maybe the green-black one. But this is only 1 color, you know, and that's what makes it the best one. I think, what do you think?
And also, Death Shadow. So this, you know, like, it can also be an upside to a deck as well, because you can be killing something
you're right.
and getting Death Shadow bigger. The art is sweet. This seems like a really push card. I feel like it's an instant 2 on top of it, kills any creature for 2. This is super good. I feel like
it's going to devastate Standard. I think this card's going to really make a huge impact.
I think so too.
They stopped printing Doomblade because they said it was too powerful for Standard. This is better than Doomblade.
This is so much better than Doomblade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Doomblade's worthless against a black deck that you play against, right? So
yeah.
Yikes. All right, next we got Join the Dance, which is a Selesnya card. It's green and white for a sorcery that creates 2 1/1 white human creature tokens, and it has flashback. So we're getting flashback in the set, which is sweet. And flashback cost is 3 and a green and a white. So that means you can cast it from the graveyard, and then it gets exiled afterwards. So I think this is great. The only thing that would make this thing really awesome is if it was an instant, but being able to recur it, it's 2 for 2 1/1 tokens. That part's not crazy, but I mean, I like the flavor of it. It's like these, these humans dancing around like a fire that they're burning. What do you think, Drunken?
I don't think this card's too exciting. What the most exciting thing about this card is it says flashback on it.
Yeah.
And so if we go back to consider, this goes into a shell that's like blue-red instant sorcery or blue-white control or something like that, because flashback, I believe, is only on instants and sorceries. And hopefully we get some other flashback cards that will look really good. And that's what excites me. This card itself...
Yeah, it's not great. I think it'll be decent in standard, but I don't think it's going to make the cut in historic. But this card, I think, absolutely will. And this is Play with Fire. You got this one, Drunken?
Yeah, for sure. Play with Fire. 1 red mana for an instant at uncommon. It says Play with Fire deals 2 damage to any target. Okay, so this is a shock, which is really good. People play it now in historic.
Absolutely.
If a player is dealt damage this way, scry 1. What? Yeah.
Goodbye, shock. Goodbye.
There's no reason to ever play a shock again. That's exactly. You're exactly right. Man, I really, I got that cosmetic for my shocks because I love them so much. And now they're just going to be doing nothing. No, I'm kidding. I never did, but I do have shock cosmetics for sure, just from other things. And,
absolutely.
This card is sick as fuck, dude. This is great.
It's pushed for sure.
Yeah.
They pushed it. Yes. They pushed shock, right? Oh, they were like, oh, we'll make it an uncommon. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, who cares? It's so good. I mean, just that one thing, just scry, is enough for red decks, right? Like when they're just trying to kill you with that damage, they don't care about like killing a creature or whatever. If they can just bead that damage to your face and then make sure that they have their next damage card lined up perfectly, this could be detrimental to play against with red decks. I think it's really good, and I think Shock's dead. All right, next we have Triskaideka file. I think I said that right. All right, Triskaideka file, which is 2-drop. It's 1 colorless and a blue for a creature human wizard at rare, and you have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game, and you can pay 4 to draw a card. It's a 1/3. I think this is a meme card. I love it. I think it's really cool. I like the you need 13 for it. That's weird. That's a lot of card draw. I think this is way more fair than something like Thassa's Oracle, which was like, it had so much problems from the start of it. This is a very strange win condition, and you have to wait to upkeep for it to go off and win. So I think this is a totally fair card. I can't see it breaking anything, but maybe I'm not smart enough. What do you think, Chuck? Do you think this is going to break anything, or someone smart enough is going to break this?
No, I think this card is garbage. But I will say I love the flavor.
Yeah.
You know what Triskaidekaphobia is?
No, what's that?
It's an extreme superstition regarding the number 13.
Oh, that's right. From that one movie or whatever, the 13 movie. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, like, this is, like, why they don't put the number 13 on elevators and stuff like that. And
that's crazy, man.
And so, yeah, I think this card is fun, but I think as far as historic, it's a big pile of poop.
Yeah. I think so. I think there's going to be some fun meme decks that try and make this, but which I like. I love weird meme win conditions, so I love this kind of thing, and I like it when they make these cards. I think it's fun. I think this is one of the best things about Magic is weird ass win conditions. It just sucks when they get broken, like Thassa's Oracle when they do weird stuff like that, right? So
yeah.
They have to be careful when they do this kind of thing, and I think they did a good job of making sure that this is not broken to the point where it's pretty much unusable.
Well, yeah, the difference between this and Thassa's Oracle's win thing, it's not new, right? Like, and it's boring. This is new, and it's fun, and like it really has you thinking outside the box, I think. And it's a cool card.
Exactly, I like that about it. I was like, how can I make this work? You know, and then I quickly was like, I don't think it's gonna happen. But it's one of those meme dreams, you know. You gotta live that meme dream. But let's go to the last one. Which is Wrenn and 7, which is ridiculous. This is Wrenn and 6 was a planeswalker that got banned, I believe, in Modern, right?
It got banned in Legacy, not Modern.
Just Legacy. Okay, absolutely crazy planeswalker, and now it's Wrenn and 7 because there's something about the planeswalker inhabits trees or some shit. I don't know. I'm not super into the lore on it. But it is a 5-drop planeswalker at Mythic for Wrenn, and it has 4 loyalty abilities to it. And I'm not going to get into all of them because we're running late on time. But this card's crazy. I think it's hard to say, like, as a 5-mana planeswalker, I don't think it's as strong as Nissa Who Shakes the World. What do you think?
So basically what Wrenn and whatever is, it's a land-based planeswalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it deals with lands in your deck and stuff, and like manipulating your mana base and stuff. And so, exactly. For 5 mana, I don't think this is great. I don't think we're going to really see it in Historic. People are going to play with it, but unless they put some other like land-based strategies, this isn't going to see the light of day.
I think it'll fit into like some tier 2, maybe like elemental, like, you know, Nissa type decks, maybe, that. Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna crack tier 1. I don't think it's capable of doing that. At least in Historic. Maybe it'll be good in Standard. I don't know anything about Standard, but I mean that was it. For the Innistrad spoilers so far, that was it. It's been like a week since Jumpstart was done, and they were already like the next day they were like immediately like, oh, Innistrad, and everyone was like,
it's fucking crazy. Dude.
Everyone was like, please stop.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our end step. And steps where we talk about weird stuff going on with us, like stuff outside of Magic. We've been talking about our history of Magic. We were going to talk about the history of the podcast so far and our experience with it, but we keep running long every week, so I think once again we're gonna end up skipping it this week. Unfortunately, we will get into it. Maybe it'd be better if Apollo's back for it. So
yeah.
Well, maybe there will be a dead week, if the endless hype train finally ends.
No, I mean, Wizards, I've realized they really want my money, and so they're just going to keep on fucking hyping their shit.
This hype train is crazy. We don't even have time to talk about nonsense anymore. All right. Well, let's go to cleanup then.
Cleanup.
All right. Cleanup is just the reason that my girlfriend will break up with me, and social media promos. So let's do it. We are on Discord. Our Discord's fucking awesome. We make an awesome YouTube show too. Check that out. We also are on iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff. We also stream this live on Twitch. What you're seeing right now is what we're doing live. We normally do this on Thursday. This is a weird thing where we're doing this on Wednesday because Drunken can't film tomorrow, so we pulled it up a day earlier. And, also, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of our hideous faces. And if you're on any of those, apps, the iTunes or Spotify or any of that, I think leaving a comment helps. I don't know. I don't know any of these things. Yeah. I'm a boomer, and so I'm told that these things help. And Drunken is also a boomer.
I am for sure. And I will say, if you listen to us on iTunes or Spotify, we've really upped our production here at the Mana Dorks or Mana Rant podcast. And, so give it a watch on YouTube. Just give it a try. It's fun. We have all the deck lists shown. You can also see how comically huge my head is.
It's massive. It is huge.
And it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't, give it a try. Give us a like and subscribe. We always appreciate it. And I can't say it more. Our Discord is great. The people on there are wonderful. Come join, and you can talk decks and stuff. You can see all the decks that people are brewing, and really pull some good ones out of there that you wouldn't find on the meta charts that actually dominate the meta. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I've been using a spicy red one right now that
that deck is so sick.
It is amazing. Yeah. So hopefully we see you guys there. I love this little community that we've been brewing up, and with that, we will move into our last and most psychotic phase of the Mana Rant.
Discard phase. Drink 'em up, boys.
Yeah, that's right. This is the phase where we pound what we've been drinking, but I've already finished mine, so I had to open a brand new Truly for this phase because I'm a true blue idiot. So this is it.
Both, pal.
Yeah, any last words, Drunken?
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week.
That sums it up. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace out.